Alright, back from lunch. Let's see if we can get the rest of this corner knocked out today. So let me get a little bit of grass in here where the house is going to be. Look down on my speed a little bit. So I'll get the grass in here. Let me just throw that on subtract. We'll go grass. Get the farmhouse. Winston is back. Thank you for popping back in. Now the rest is just boring bits with grass and trees. But I guess the boring bits go with the fun bits. Did you find that bus, or try and reach out to Papa Smurf? I think it's on modhub.us. I think I saw it on there. That's the only website besides Papa Smurf's in the in-game Mod Hub. That's the modhub.us is the only one I go to. I quit downloading anything from Modland because I had a problem with some kind of weird pop-up spyware that my antivirus kicked in. So I refuse to use anything other than in-game Mod Hub or the modhub.us. Up to 103 parked cars placed in my map so far. Yeah, I don't even count them. I try to do the parked cars as I build each factory, because if I have to do parked cars at the very end, that drives me nuts. So I try and put them in as I go. It's the lighting I usually forget, and I usually have to go back in and do all the lighting at the end. But my biggest pet is this thing I hate the absolute most is painting grass. That's what I hate the absolute most. Especially around fields. And then the snow mask at the end to put the for seasons. That's another chore I hate doing. But I can spend 20 hours building a factory. 5 minutes of this drives me nuts. And then nothing spectacular on my forest, because forests are another thing I hate doing trees. Do I have a sharp edge right there? I do. Let me smooth this out a little bit. Alright, so that looks fine. So we have our grass in here. Have not looked for the bus yet. We'll look later on my mods, mod land. All your mods are on Madland, sorry. I'm doing it on Papa's website. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna, once I get everything updated, I'm gonna get everything on, uploaded to Papa's website too. right now with all the updates, it's so hard to get everything swapped on and off of the website. So I've got another map update coming out with new fill types on all three maps. So that just upload after upload after upload is just a pain. All right, farm one. Back to my visibility node. So let's grab a volume tree first. Edit, cut, and paste. Oh, no, we're not going to use the volume tree here. Let's use the maple tree. Yeah, that's better. That might even be too big for there as well. We're going to make him a little bit smaller, make it work in this space. All right, that'll work. Just put one here by the road. And then I grab throw one more back here. Grab a spruce stage 4. Get a few of these in just for decoration before we start the forest. Let's put one of these here. Yeah, that'll work. Let me go grab a stage 3. Throw a few of these out here. Look at this level. We got one more in the backyard. Grab a birch, couple small birch trees. A couple small birches in the front yard. I've got no snow mask yet. I made a pony husbandry. Oh, cool. Pony husbandry. Yeah, I'm not messing with any more animals. So let's get a couple small maples. Saplings. Throw one there. And throw one over here. And I think I'm going to call that good for decorative trees for there. Now for the forest. And here's what I hate doing forests. And there's nothing special, trust me. I just slap them in wherever they go. So we're going to get a couple trees in here first that I can duplicate. Let me grab a spruce stage 5. Grab a spruce stage 5 and grab a pine stage 5. What happened to my pine trees? My pine trees are missing. Alright. Road bridges, birch, spruce, maple, volume tree. I am missing my pine trees. Let me see if I put them in the wrong transform group. Let me see if they're over here in my staging area. If not, I'm going to have to bring some pine trees in. Nope, I have the spruce tree. I have all my other trees. Am I missing? I didn't bring the pine trees in? I did not bring the pine trees in. Let's see if I have them in my map folder. Ritchie Valley. Trees. Birch. Oh, I did. I just didn't bring them in. File. Import. Trees. Pine. Okay, they're only, oh, they're all there. All right, so let me just spread these out a little bit. Edit 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I just forgot to bring them in the map and put them in my staging area. So let's grab a pine. Let's grab the big one. This is a forest. Let me duplicate one of those. So edit, cut, visibility, paste, and then I want one of my dead trees. Let me fly over to my mines a second, so I just grab one of my dead trees. So it's in this transform group I need. And then we can work on forest. It's like mixing a couple dead trees in. So let me just duplicate one of these guys. And I'll go edit, cut, and paste. Alright, so this should be my trees I want to use for the forest. Yep. Oh, 10 different animals. Nice. I forget what I have. The only ones I have are the extra ones I have are the donkeys, the ducks, the dogs, and donkey, duck, dog, goat. Those are the only extra ones I have. Alright, so now let's throw you here so I can duplicate you. And we'll throw you there so I can duplicate you. Alright, so now let's come over here. And let's grab one of these to start with. one of, not one of the dead ones, one of you. Bring one of you over here to start with. Again, I want this to be fairly tight because it's going to be a forest for the most part. Yeah, this is not one of my favorite things to do. I can't put them in transform groups because I want to build this forest. So they've got to spawn in as the forest is building. Because you're going to have to, this forest has to be built when you buy this piece of property. So it's going to take me a little bit to get all these trees in. All right, a little bit closer. I forgot we're a forest. I'm not lining a road. So I don't mind this being a little bit more dense. Let me grab one of these guys. Well, we just start working our way back out. I never catch it the first time when I hit Control B. It always misses it. Grab. Can I catch it? Yeah. more of these in. Throw a few more of these in. Come on. Alright, so let's get, where do I want to go next? Come over this way. Come on, grab one of these guys. Back to this guy. Now throw a couple of these in. Come on. Control B. Oh, I have a, let me check messages really quick. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just bear with me a second. Make sure it's not pressing. Oh, alright, nothing pressing. Am I good? Yeah, okay, we're good. Nothing pressing. That can wait until I am done. Let's get this side lined like that. Get a couple of these thrown in. And then let's grab guys. Look at that. We'll just throw a couple more of these here and there. Fill in a couple of these holes. And then I'll bring throw one there. One there. And back to this guy. How do we look if I come down to ground level? A couple gaps in there, but that's all right. We look along the road. All right, I can live with that. So next section, work our way down this way. No, let me fill in one or two of these gaps. So you go in here. And we get a couple more in this. Fill in one or two of these gaps real quick. All right, that'll work. All right, now let's move on. Line this area first. And we'll grab one of these guys if I can get one. There we go. Switch back to this guy. Okay, I'll put these in transform groups because, like I said, we're gonna build this forest, and I want them to spawn in one at a time. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get this area full, and I want to start using a little bit more of this tree and a little bit less of the pine tree. just makes the forest look a little bit thicker. Control B, come on. Go over this way a little bit. I'm hoping that's a big enough spot to put my Mammoth Mill factory down. We'll find out. Grab a couple of these. Oh, come on, give me one. Come on, give me one of these. I don't want to move my camera. Now we'll switch back to the other one. Come on, give me one. There we go. Back to, let's throw a couple more of these in first. Come on, give it to me. Give me the damn tree. Now we go back to the other tree for a few. Back to one of you. Nope. Come on, give me one. Alright, be that way. Give me you. Throw a few more of these in. I want this to be a fairly thick forest because this piece of property costs like $1.6 million at the current price unless I adjust it. So I want a good bit of trees on here so you can keep your sawmill going for a while. Got a couple. Yeah, we do. We got a little bit of a thin spot right there. So let me grab this guy again. Let me get, fill this bald spot in a little bit. That'll work. And then let's get some along the road. Alright, before I go any further, let me back over here a minute. I'm going to do a save. I like to save often because we have these famous squirrels that like to blow themselves up on the transformers and kick our power for an hour at a time until they fix the transformer. So I like to save about every 10-15 minutes. Alright, now let's grab one of these. I'll throw a row of these guys in. Now we'll switch back to this one. Fill in some of these gaps. That works. And might as well line the street on this side. Grab this guy so I can push him back. Come on. There we go. Get this street lined. Now back to a few of these. Back to this one. I'll go over here. I'm only like halfway done with this forest. Farm Chick 63, sorry I'm late, but I went for a long walk with the dogs after lunch, If it's anything like it is here, it is absolutely gorgeous out today. We are at 71 degrees with sunshine and hardly any wind today. So it is really nice here today. All right, give me one of you. No, I want one of you right there. You didn't miss much. Oh, we're just putting trees in. And I hate doing forests. Not one of my favorite things to do. We're getting there with this section. We are getting there. Let me switch back to this one for a few. No, you, yeah, you. And back to this guy. Here. Now throw in a few more of these if I can get one without zooming in. Come on, give me one without zooming in. Of course not. I want one of you. Come on. One of you. Come over here, I want to mix in a couple of these dead guys. So let me grab one for now. And then I can throw a few here and there. A couple of the dead ones mixed in. Hi. We're getting there. Foxy channel on Twitch. Hi, hello. Thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. Thank you for taking time out of your day, stopping in and saying hello. Farm Chick, 72 degrees here. I just had, to get outside for me. Yeah, it is really, really nice after the winter we've had. Definitely nice to get out for a bit. All right, next part. If y'all don't know by now, I hate doing forests. So they are not pretty. They are just in. There is nothing special about my forests. I'd rather spend time building factories. They are just here. For you to cut your trees and make your lumber and your plywood and your pallets. I'll slide you over here out of my way for a minute. Alright, so now let's grab one of these. Oh, come on. There we go, one of those. And we'll get a few of these in here. Now, if Winston's still in the stream, his forests are awesome. I don't have the patience to do Winston style forests. Alright, let's line this side where my edge is. Alright, get another row or two of these in. And again, I put these in individually instead of a transform group for a reason, because I'm going to make you build this forest when you buy it. And we're going to test that as soon as I get the forest done. Alright, that'll work. So now let's grab a couple more of these. This tree. No, you. Come on, give me you. You I want. So let's grab this guy. So just like everything else, you either have to, this map is good. 90% of stuff on this map you're going to have to build after you buy it. And that's including everything, not just placeables. That's stuff that's actually built into the map. Alright, now we can go back to this guy. Come on, give me this guy. There we go. Now we'll get a few more of these in. Well, he was quiet all morning. The stray cats are out today too, so because it's so nice out. So the cats usually sit outside and tease his ass. Alright, so let's come around. Get some along here. So you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to buy this area and then build it in order for these trees to appear. So it's gonna look naked when the map starts, but it'll all be worth it in the end. Just give you one more step to do before you can play. Alright, so that'll work. Let's grab one of you. And we'll get another layer in. Yeah, there's only going to be like one or two forests on the map, and then the rest you're going to have to plant your own trees. because I suck at forests. I hate doing forests. And the less time I do forests, the more factories you get. Throw a couple of the other tree in before I get too much further here. So you, no, come on, you. Get a couple of these in. Which do I hate worse? Grass or forest? I don't know. It's a tie between grass and forest. I think I'd rather do grass than do forests. This is just painful to me. Alright, because we got this area to fill in, we got this area to fill in, we got some over here to put in. So we're getting there. Let me do another quick save before I go any further. Grab a sip of coffee, give my hand a rest. So whenever I do a lot of mouse work, like texture painting and grass and trees, my mouse hand goes numb. I put them in one at a time because when you start the map, none of these trees will be here, and you're going to have to build this area before you can use it. So I want these trees to spawn in one at a time when this area is building. So I have to put them in one at a time because I want them to spawn into the map one at a time. So when you first start this map, this forest will not be here. This will be a completely blank, except for the buildings. You'll have the buildings, you'll have the lakes. None of these trees will be here when you start the map. And I'll show that to you once I get all the trees in. We'll actually make this area build just to make sure it's going to work. It should, because I've done a little test. And all the trees should spawn in the way I want them to. So that's the reason why I put them in one at a time. So I know there's probably an easier way to do it, but that's fine. I don't mind doing it this way. It's a little bit more work, takes a little bit longer, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I don't know how the lag's going to be with all these trees, but we'll find out. Let me get another row of these in, and I'm going to grab that other tree and throw a couple of those in. So now let's mix a couple of these guys in. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is definitely the longer way to do it, but it's alright. And then I'll probably just finish with this tree. And then we'll just fill in some of the bare spots that I can't see. But like I said, I wanted this area fairly thick because this piece of property, if I remember correctly when I was in game, is $1.6 million. So it's going to take you a little bit to earn this forest. Alright, so what do we have left? We're getting there. So we got that big area done. Let me get a couple of these smaller areas done. We'll get that big area last. So let me grab one of these and we'll get it over here. I want a few along here. Oh, come on. Control B. There we go. Let's get a couple along here. I'm going to put a couple along the seaweed pond. So get a few along here, and I'll get a few more along here. Now work our way over this way. I'm going to have to go drone mode for a minute. Just to fill in this last area. Throw one over there so I can have one to duplicate. Alright, so that'll fix that area. We'll get this area done. Alright, and then one last area. Grab one so I can grab it. 50-50 for you? Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Both of them really make my hand go numb, so neither one of them are my favorite thing to do. Alright, let's get this mountain edge lined, and then we'll grab a couple of my other tree. It doesn't have to be as thick over here. I missed a little bit of grass. Actually, I'm going to just take this forest all the way to the end. So I don't have to, actually now let me paint a little bit of grass in there. Let me fix this edge first. So a little bit of grass. I do want to throw a little bit of grass in here along the road. Just here going down the mountain. So let me just grab a little bit of grass. Fill this area in before I put the trees in. Too much on the mountain. Alright. So we still have all the railroad silos to work on. None of the railroad silos are even working yet. Alright, let me grab one of you. Yeah, we got a couple bald spots over here to fill in. So let me grab one of you. And we'll throw in a row of these guys just to mix a few in. And I'll switch back to this one. Come on, don't make me zoom in. You're gonna make me zoom in so I can catch you. Okay, why am I not catching the tree? There we go. Work our way out. Yeah, let me grab a couple of these guys. And then before I actually do all the work to make this build, we're going to go, just want to go in map and look at it before we make it work. So we'll jump in game, see if I like it, see if I want to change anything. Oh, I actually want to make sure that the sawmills, the mammoth mill is going to fit in that area. One little bit more of that other tree. I'm about done with that tree. So there's a few more of these. And then we'll finish with the other tree. So I'll just get a few more of these in. And then we'll finish with this one. Come on, give me the tree. I am going to have to give you a small forest to start with down by field 1, so you'll have a couple of trees to get your lumber mill started. Because this one's going to be pretty expensive to buy, so I will give you a small forest to start with somewhere. A couple of bare spots here and there. Alright, so now what do you look like more at ground level? You look like you're going to be a pretty thick forest. So we'll come in here, we'll find our boathouse. We'll come over here along this road. We'll have our big open spot here to put your placeables down. So let me get these guys out of my way. We don't need them here. Alright, let me save this. Actually, no, let me get a couple things before I forget. I want to get a couple parked cars in here, or I'm going to forget to put them in. So let me go back up here, all the way to the top. Splines, traffic system, parked cars. And let me get a few more. Let me go down to my speed. All right, I'll get a couple parked cars in here. Throw one there. Let's back him in. All right, that'll work. So a couple parked cars there. I want to throw one parked car over here, somewhere by this factory. Maybe. I just got to find a spot where you're not going to block a trigger. Over here. We'll put one. The room over here. Yeah, we'll put one over here. So make it look like someone's parked over here along the fence. Throw one there, and we'll throw one over by the wood chipper. Where can I put that's not blocking the trigger, like right here? So we'll throw one here. Alright, so I think, let me save this. We'll drive through here. We'll see what it looks like. See if I want to make any changes to it. And then we got to make it buildable. So let's save this. Oh wow, that's a cool idea, Farm Chick. Yeah, just like everything else we have to build, we're going to have to build the forest as well. So same thing with Waterfield 1 and Waterfield 2. You don't have access to them until you build them as well. Alright, jump in game. I don't think I have Mammoth Mill loaded. Let me throw Mammoth Mill in my mods folder just so I know that it's going to build, or there's enough room for me to stick it in there. So let me grab Mammoth Mill really quick. Let me copy that, throw it into this mods folder, and now let me load the game up. I want to make sure that's going to fit in that open spot. Game save 8 we have to delete. Let's start a new game save. Sassy One, this map is definitely going to be different than your others. Very much looking forward to the end result. Yeah, this is the last map, and this is the map I'm probably just going to play on because it's pretty much, you're going to have to build 90% of the map, and you have to put all your own placeable factories down to even make this map work. So that's why I'm in the process of getting you guys and gals like Mammoth Mill and the glue factory and the drywall factory. It's all in preparation for this map. Alright, so the first thing I want to do, this map is useless. Let me grab some cash. Let me grab some speed. I want to actually buy this area so we can test the factory when we get back there. Yeah, it's almost $1.7 million to buy that area. So let's grab ourselves a truck. Come over to the vehicle shop. Let's go for a ride instead of teleporting over there. Take you over one of the tall bridges if you haven't seen it yet, across the valley. Try and hang on. Let me zoom all the way out with my camera. And we'll head over to the new forest. Like I said, I don't have the buildable part done yet. I just want to see what it looks like before we make it buildable. So there's a central mountain, and then it goes over a valley, and then it goes to Outer Mountain, and then Outer Mountain runs around the entire outside of the map. I only have one field in the map so far, so nothing spectacular. Traffic system I'm still working on, so I'm changing up a lot of the cars that drive around the map. So that's still a work in progress. I don't have the train crossings in yet because I'm not done putting roads in. Let's drive through it and then we'll drive around it. So we'll head in here. Yeah. So we have our boathouse. We'll come over here to where you're going to put your own sawmill down. Let me make sure it's going to fit in here. It should. So let me grab, wrong one. Let's grab this guy. Placeables, let me find Mammoth Mill. And yeah, you're going to have plenty of room in here to put a couple factories down. So plenty of room to put your sawmill down. You could probably put 2 sawmills in here if you want. Alright, so now we'll come out to our wood chipper. Yeah, so that's gonna, yeah, that's fine. So our wood chipper's here. And where's my parked cars? Why don't I not see parked cars? Should be a parked car right there. Do I have any Lua errors? Let me scroll up to the top, make sure I didn't mess up the traffic system. I got cars driving around. Why do I not have parked cars? have no idea. I swear I put a parked car like right there. Let's go see if the other factory has parked cars. Oh, it's floating. It went on top of the... It landed on top of the trigger. Alright, we're going to have to move that parked car. UFO. Let's see if the rest of them are floating or if they hit the ground. Alright, so there should be another entrance down here a little bit further to get to the farmhouse. So we'll come in here, park your truck, jump out, put your sleep trigger down, sleep tonight, get back in your truck and then go to work. Drive through your front yard, do a couple burnouts. Alright, we got a couple garages back here for you to park in. Oop, I gotta get the grass out of the back of the shed. Alright, let me get the grass. So, two things. Grass out of the shed, floating parked car. Check these other parked cars first. And then we'll make this buildable. So, I think this other one was fine. Yeah, you're fine. And then, let's run over to the boathouse. So we have our boathouse here. And my parked cars over here, parked cars over here are fine. Alright, so we got that one parked car to fix, and I've got the grass to get out of the sheds. Now we can make this buildable. This map is definitely going to be, yep, different. Sassy 1B2, I have a notebook and dividers ready to go. Y'all are too funny. Alright, so let's grab back in here. So a couple things I wanted to do. Let's find this floating parked car over here. Let's get you back down to earth first. So let me just come down here and let's go edit interactive placement. Bam, that gets it back down to earth. And then I want it parked on this side of the factory is fine. There's no triggers over here. So let's just park you over here. Alright, that gets our car out of the sky. And then, let me get the grass out of the shed. And then we'll start making this guy buildable. So let me grab my erase. So get the grass out of here. It'll come over here. Get the grass out of here. That is a pet peeve of mine. So let's get the rest of this grass out of here. Alright, that'll work. So I'm going to call this area, we're going to call this area good. So now we got to start working on making it buildable. So in order to make it buildable, open mine I can close. We don't need that. Boathouse I can close. We're done with that. Visibility node we are done with. Invisibility node we're going to start working on. What do I want? I want to go to the poultry barn. I want to come down here to invisibility. I want to grab a section of fence. So I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to go edit, cut, invisibility, edit, paste. And we're going to get our construction barrier in first. So you cannot get into this area. until you build it. So let's start here. And let's get you barricaded out of this area. So the first step is getting my construction fence in. And again, these go in one at a time because this fence will disappear as this area is building. And this doesn't have to be pretty because it's not a permanent fixture in the map. It's just my construction barrier. And there's about 6 or 7 new factories just for this map, for the new fill types, for the new construction materials. And I don't care if these are overlapping. Like I said, this fence disappears. There's a couple things we're going to need. I'm going to need a camera just to make this thing build. So we'll have to throw a camera in as well. Alright, so now I just turn you around the corner so you're not on the road. One more and I can go back to 0. Now we can go straight down with this one. So let me take that now to 0. And then we can go down to this other corner. I wanted to take a quick peek at chat. I could probably make my traffic splines invisible now because I'm not putting any more traffic splines in. All I'm going to do is change up some of the cars. But I have them visible because I'm not done with roads yet. I'm going to add a couple more roads in. Especially on the top of the mountain when we build our city. I want a couple more city blocks up there. I'm not putting any more roads on Outer Mountain. I'm not putting any more roads down in the valley. But we are going to add a couple more roads on the top of Center Mountain. And this construction barrier, again, is more for show. And on a new game save, when you first start the map, you won't have access to this area. So you won't be able to go in thinking it's just an empty lot and then put a whole bunch of placeables down or animal pens down. Thinking it's just free empty space. And after the forest builds, when we go in to test it, I want to make sure there's no problems cutting the trees and removing stumps. So we'll grab a Ponzi and we'll just cut a few trees down real quick. Make sure nothing's going to be weird or throw any errors. So let's come around this corner. Then we'll go hopefully back stomach. Yeah, let's take it. Like, let me go to minus 90. Yeah, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Let me pull you out a little bit and down. Yeah, that should be. Let me go out a little bit closer to the road. So about there. Now this one, I'm just going to make it a little bit longer just to fill in the gap. So we'll go back to this one. That's right, that tree's not going to be there, so I don't mind. I don't mind these going through the trees because those trees aren't going to be there. So let's bring you around. And then we'll go back like to that mountain a little bit. So I'll start curving you back a little bit. So we'll go in a couple more. And then, alright, so that should be good for my fence. At least you'll know that that area is going to be off limits. Now for this factory, I am going to need, and I'm just going to throw it over here because it doesn't really matter, because once you build this, you really don't need this camera anyway. So let me come down here. Splines I can close. Poultry barn I can close. Let me close this a minute. Let me go to the wood chipper. Let me grab this camera. Duplicate that camera. Edit, cut, farm one, paste. So let me just throw it here and just get it into place. Because unfortunately, every global company factory requires this stupid camera. And it's really not even going to be used. So let me just get it there just to have it in there. Now, we're going to finish our visibility node before we finish our invisibility node. So I'm just going to fly over here and I'm going to do a quick save. Now we'll be bouncing back and forth between the construction office and the forest. But we have to set up our construction area first before we can finish making this factory work. So our construction office is going to be over here. So as you build each part of the map, the only thing you'll see when you start, you won't see any of these houses or anything here when you start the game. The only thing you'll see here is the sign and the square. So you'll have a trigger telling you what factory it builds. And then after the factory's built, a house pops in its area. So eventually, after you build the entire map, this whole area will be a housing complex. So let me do a quick save before we finish this factory. Rob VTB, hello, thank you for stopping in. It looks like we have a bot trying to come in. Paul W1962, if I missed chat, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can scroll back through chat and see what I missed. I may have to go in and ban a few people. Rob, if you said anything to me, I am sorry. I apologize. I did miss it. All right, so let's grab, so our new area for the new house. I'm going to use the same house that we used up at the farmyard. So I'm going to duplicate that. And we're going to throw it here. Now I am going to make a new road coming in. So I'm going to put, actually no, I can get one more house here before I have to turn the other way. Yeah, I can. All right, so let's turn you this way. We will face the road. So this will be our next house in line. Let me get the height right. And then let me get it lined up with this house. All right, so you're going to be about here. Yeah, you'll be about there. So now I'm going to move you down a little bit more. All right, hold on. I got to go a couple things. Let me go down on my speed so I'm not flying at 100 miles an hour. All right, that's better. Actually, no, your garage is, so I'm going to move you out a little bit further. And then I'll fix you when I line up. Or do I want to put you this way? Oh, let's put you this way, just to be different. Yeah, let's put you that way. That'll work. I'll get you lined up about even with the rest of the houses. Yeah, that'll work. Put you about here. All right, let's get your driveway in first. So that's where my triggers are going to go. So let's go to concrete first. And let's get our driveway in. Perfect, just like that. And I'm not messing with, I don't mess with a lot of landscaping and stuff here. So that is done. I want to get this fence because I want this whole area to have this same fence. So it should be an open section and there should be a closed section. Let me grab the open section and I'm going to duplicate it, but I got to drop it down into my other transform group. Wood chipper, I don't need open. Farm 1 is the one I want open. I'm going to go edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste. And we're going to put it right back in here. I'm going to have to line it back up with this one. Something like that. We're going to continue this fence over to the next house. Yeah, actually that'll work. Actually, I'm going to take this house and I'm going to push it back, I think, a little bit further. That garage open or closed? Garage is closed, so I can actually bury that section of fence a little bit. That'll work. So you can go just like that, which means I have to move my driveway now. Not much though. Alright, that'll work. And then let's take, what am I going to need? I'm going to need the closed section of fence. So let me duplicate that one. And I have to get it in the correct transform group. So let's come down to this guy. We're going to go edit, cut, and paste. Alright, now we're going to go over here. Let me get it lined up. So edit, interactive placement, bam. Let me get it lined up with these guys and about the right height. Alright, now I want it on this side of the house. And we're going to give this guy a little bit of a side yard. Oop, and I don't need the closed section. Let me delete that one. I need an open section. This guy. So let me bring him over. And we'll get him lined up. There we go. Now, how big of a side yard? Let me give him... No, he's good. We can go straight back. So let's turn this guy to 0. And we'll line this guy up. That'll work. And we'll get this guy running back. This way. Again, you won't see any of these houses when you start a new game save. These will all appear as you build each section of the map. And nothing has to be built in any particular order. Alright, that's good. So that'll fence this yard in. Let me get the grass and we'll get a couple of trees in. And we'll get all of our working parts in to make this factory build. So let me go to square a minute. And we're going to go stage 4. And we'll get some grass on this side. We'll get some grass. Oh, hold on. I didn't see that other door there. Hold on, I'm going to do something really quick before I put the grass in. Want to give him a little bit of a sidewalk going back there. That'll work. And actually, let me just take it over here. Oh, wrong one. Let's take it just over to here. That'll work. So let me get some grass in here. Doesn't have to be pretty and perfect because you won't be playing back in this area at all. Come off of there. Alright, let me come, now I can go around and come back to the mountain. Get the rest of my grass in. Actually, I can just leave it square. That'll work. And now let's go back to round. Let's come down to, too far. Let's come down to forest grass. Even though I don't like it in a forest, I like to line the transition between the grass and the mountain with it. Alright, so that's going to be this house. This house needs a few things. So I'm going to duplicate this tree, but I got to throw it in the other transform group. We're going to go visibility, yes. Edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste. So we'll get one. Do I want one or do I want two? I'll throw one there, that's fine. So I got one tree back there. I'm going to get one more tree in the front yard. So I want one of these. I'm going to duplicate that, but we're going to do the same thing. I got to put it in a different transform group. So we'll go edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste, and we'll put you. Actually, I'm going to try and line it up with this one. So you're about square. So you're about there. That'll work. Let's do two things really quick. I'm going to get rid of some of this grass over to here. I want to go, am I still on concrete? I am. Alright. I want to put a little side parking lot right there. Now, before I go any further, let me come up here to the auto dealer. I want to grab, it don't matter, let's grab a van. So let me duplicate this guy, and we'll put him down in this visibility node. Not to pull, oh crap, I just clicked off on my van. Oh, where were you? You're the rumbler, but you're at the bottom of the list. This guy. There we go. Alright, him. Let's try that again. Edit, cut, visibility, edit, paste. Alright, now let's come put the van down by the house. So I don't want parked cars here because they can't spawn in when you start the game. So let's park this guy here. Alright, that'll work. Now, in order to make this work, there's a couple more things we have to put in. Now the next thing I have to put in is we have to fly back to our factory. We're done with our visibility. Now we have to finish our invisibility. So we fly back over here. Where are we at? Over this way. I want to put my sign over here for this one. Actually, yeah, our invisibility. Visibility is done. Invisibility we're still working on. Let me save this. Rob, yes, we are all the hard work with creating fields and placing animals is no fun. A new, busy with homestead map, new save game, had an error in the log. Okay. That eats the memory. Yeah, I'm still getting that same error on my existing save game. I haven't figured it out why yet. And even Papa Smurf is stumped as to why it's throwing that error. So I'm getting the same memory dump error on my homestead saved game. And I haven't had a chance to figure out why yet. Alright, let this save. I'm going to minimize this a minute. We have to come back into Mods, Ritchie Valley. Why do I have... Did I put the wrong Mammoth Mill in here? I did. I put my open... Crap, hold on. Do I still have Mammoth Mill over here? I do. I know what I did wrong. I put the entire unzipped folder in instead of the zipped folder. Let me copy this guy. Let me delete this guy and just put the zipped copy in. Oh, it's not going to let me. Alright. Well, I'm not concerned with not having Mammoth Mill in there anyway. Let's go back to what we were working on. Signs. Build poultry and open poultry. I can now delete. I have to make 2 more signs. So I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Signs. We're going to go Ritchie Valley. We're going to go Signs. We're going to go Open. What did we call that? Crap. Open. Hold on. I go back to my global company area. So I want it to be this. I want to be consistent. I want all the names to be the same. Let me scroll down here a minute. So actually, Jim's places I can close. We called it Farm 1. Alright, so I got to stay consistent. So Farm 1. Where was I? Cancel. Let's do that again. File. Export selections with File. Ritchie Valley. Signs. Open. Farm 1. Now I'm going to go File, Export. We're going to go Build, Farm 1. Alright, now we're going to go in here. I'm going to grab my template. We're going to make it blank. Alright, we're going to go here. I'm going to go here. We're going to go to Open Farm 1, go to. So to Open Farm 1, go to the construction office. We're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to go Sign, Open Farm 1. Now let me grab my notebook. Alright, so Farm 1 is a forest. It's the boathouse, it's the wood chipper, and it's the seaweed pond all in one. So I'm going to make this a little bit tougher. So let's go with greenery. I need to write them down. A grass seed. We're going to go with, we have to build 2 houses. So let's go with water pipe. Let's go with paint. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do door, window, and siding. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'll work. So let's go with 7 inputs to build this. So, did I save my first sign? I did save my first sign. So let's clear this. And we're going to go to open, no, to build farm 1, deliver, how expensive do we want it to be? Let's deliver 300,000 liters each of the following. Can I fit it in there? No, I'm going to have to make it just a little bit smaller. No, let's go down to 24. That'll work. So to build farm 1, we got to deliver 300,000 liters each of the following. We are going to use greenery, which is one of the new fill types. It's going to be one of the new factories. You're going to need grass seeds, which is one of the new fill types and one of the new factories. You'll need water pipe, which is one of the new fill types and one of the new factories. You're going to need paint, another new fill type and another new factory. Let's go with door. So you're going to have to make doors. You're going to have to make window. You have to make windows. And then let's do siding. And do I want to be mean and give you one more? Yeah, let's do it. Roofing. So let's add 8 fill types to build this factory. Let me add roofing to my list. Can't make it too easy on you. So let's go File, Save As. And this time, instead of opening farm 1, we are going to build farm 1. Alright. So now we come over here and we have to change this to build farm 1. And I have to change this one to open farm 1. So now this sign, let me just double check so I don't mess anything up. Alright, so that sign is fine. And then this one. Alright, that one's fine. So now we can come back in game. And I want to take this fence section. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to slide it out just a hair and put it sort of where I want it. I'm going to go File, Import, Open Farm 1. So I'm going to put it in this transform group. And this is my invisibility because I want it to disappear. So I'm going to go Edit, Cut, Invisibility, Edit, Paste. And I'm going to put it just on this fence section. And I want to make sure it's, yeah, so I'm going to bring it down to the left just a little bit. So this sign's going to tell you if you want to open this section, or to open farm 1, go to the construction office. And then when this builds, that'll disappear. So now we come down here. Back to the construction office. Alright, so now we come back down here, and I got to get a couple things in the right order. So I'm just going to look at you a minute. Alright, I can get my sign in first. So let's grab one of these. I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to go edit cut. It has to be in my invisibility node. And we're going to go edit interactive placement. We're going to stick it here. And let me go to square it up to 90. And it's going to go like right here. And then I'm going to go with, let me go down on my speed. Alright. So now we go File, Import, Build Farm 1. And again, I'm going to have to cut that out. So I go Edit, Cut, Edit, Paste. And you're going to go here. So to build farm 1, we're going to have to deliver yada 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 right there. Now I need, and these are going to disappear when the factory builds, so I need a warning stripe. Duplicate that. And it goes here, this way. So let me throw that here so you know where to dump your product. And then I need, next one up is, I need the exact fill route. So I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to go edit, cut, and paste. And then that goes down here next. Get it turned first. And then it's got to be just above the ground. Alright, so you're going to go here. And then next up is the pallet trigger. So I'm going to duplicate that. Go edit, cut, and paste. So this trigger is going to disappear when the factory builds. So let me get that right here where it belongs. And then the last thing I need is a player trigger. So I'm going to duplicate that. Go edit, cut, and paste. And then this will be the player trigger to tell you what you need to build this factory with. Alright, so that's all of the stuff in the map. So I'm going to do another quick save. While that is saving, I'm going to come out here. I can close my signs. We're done with those. The boathouse, we're done with for now. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. Let's go to our 110. I just need something simple to copy. That's one input, one output. Perfect. Water field 2 will work. Let's copy this. We're going to come down here. We're going to go, oh, no we're not. We're going to go, I don't want this one. I need something with, I need 8 inputs and 1 output. But I can, let me just grab something just to make it work. This will work. Waterfield 1. Let's grab Waterfield 1. Let's come down here. We're going to go here. We're going to rename it. And it has to be consistent. And my memory sucks. I think it's Farm 1, capital O, small f. It is. So this has to go to, so Waterfield 1, we're going to go search, replace, Farm 1. I don't want to change that one. So this is going to be, our function is to build Farm 1. We only have 1 production line, so that I don't need. So that's going to be our project. Factory name can stay Farm 1. Our description, going to move this down here. Our header input could be raw materials, and then we're going to input, well, let me grab my greenery. We're going to add grass seed. We're going to add water pipe. We're going to add paint. Come on, down, damn it. Paint. Door. We're going to add window. We're going to add siding. And I'm going to make it work. We're going to go 1 more. We're going to go input 8. And we're going to add roofing. Our header output is going to be just project. And we only have 1 output, so I can get rid of that. So this should be our 110. Now I'm going to come over here, Ritchie Valley. I'm going to go to Placeables, global company, Waterfield 1. I'm going to copy that, paste it back in. We're going to rename it Farm 1. And now we're going to go, we're going to change Waterfield 1 with Farm 1. And then I only have, I can delete this one. So you're going to be, oh no, your goods too. Your exact fill route 4, your pallet trigger 4, you can stay there. There's no output trigger, so that can get deleted. We are going to input greenery. Now, How many liters did I assign it? 300,000? Yeah, 300,000. So you all have to go to 300,000. So the first one is going to be fill type greenery. Second one, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave purchase in there just so we can build it without having to, because we don't have all the fill types in the map yet. I don't have the pallets in the map to test build this, so we're just going to buy it. Grass seed. Uh-oh, what did I miss? You get the chance, oh, get the chance, talking about restart on the homestead map. Yeah, that does suck. I hate restarts. Alright, so grass seed is our second fill type. But you are goods 2. Alright, so greenery is our first input. Grass seed is our second input. Our third input is water pipe. So water pipe. And you have to be 300,000 liters. Alright, after water pipe, paint. Paint. And again, 300,000 liters. Alright, under paint, we do door. Door. And 300,000 liters. And under door was window. Window. Alright, now under window, again, 300,000. We're going to go with siding. Go with siding. And we have one more fill type. It's going to be number 8. And what did I call it? Roofing. And it would come down here. We're going to go roofing. So those are all of my inputs. Now my output, I don't need this. So that can go. Because the only thing we're going to have is our project. Now let's come back down here. Let's come back up here. Let me just get off of that for a minute. Alright, let's come over here. Fish processing I can close. Farm 1. So my visibility node is number 0. So visibility is 0. Invisibility is number 1. Capacity is 300,000 liters. Alright, so that's done. Now, we don't have product line 2 because we're only building this property, so there's not going to be any production after the project is built. We have 300,000 liters. Let's do 3,000 liters an hour. And then cap lock. First one again, greenery. And then grass seed. Water. Oh, come on, cap locks, water, pipe, and then paint. Door. Window. And I need 2 more. I need siding and roofing. So that's what we're going to have to deliver. Crap. This one has to be caps. Alright. Greenery, grass seed, water pipe, paint, door, window, siding, and roofing to build our project. Now the only thing I need is, I don't need exact fill route 1. I don't need player trigger 1. I need the camera. No trigger 2. There's no planes, so that can go. The only thing I need is my camera. Yeah, just these 4. That's all I need. So let's I 3D map those. So my camera is number 2. My exact fill route number 4 is 1 and 117. So you are 1 and 117. My pallet trigger is going to be 1 and 118, and my player trigger is going to be 1 and 119. Alright, that should build this factory. So I just want to double check a couple things. So we are Farm 1, and this is to build Farm 1 project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything looks good there. So our factory is going to be Farm 1. We only have the 1 fill route, so that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have our 8 inputs. We have our output, which is just a project. We only have the 1 production line. Alright, so this looks good. Now the other thing I want to do, show in GIU. I want to make this false, so I don't want it in the control G menu. Oh, that has to be lowercase. Hold on. False. I don't want to show it. Oh, come on. There we go. That has to be lowercase. I don't want it to show in the control G menu, because it's not a factory after it's built, so we don't need to see it in our control G menu. I think we're good there. Let's save the map, and let's test this to see if it's actually going to build. It doesn't matter which items you put in first. Now, any particular order is fine. And the same thing, there's going to be, by the time this map is done, I'll probably have about 50 buildable items, and it doesn't matter what order you build them in. Alright, so I am gonna, let's jump back in game, and let's see if this thing will build properly. And you'll see the before and the after. So let's go to save game 8. Uh oh, my coffee cup's empty. That is never good. So the first thing let's do, let's crank this up. And something's wrong because I should not see that house sitting back there. So that house should not be back there. So let's see what I messed up. So let me see what kind of error pops up in the log. So let me go back to the log and let's see what I messed up. Oh, we didn't assign it. We didn't turn the factory on, and we did not assign it a farmland. I am an idiot. All right. I got so excited about testing it, I forgot to turn the factory on. So now we have to go here. Let's go to here. We have to put all of our user attributes in. So first one up is a string. Second one up is a script callback. Third one up is a string. And then the last one up is a float. Alright, now I think it's farmland 15 because it's the same as these. Yeah, no, farmland 17. So you are farmland 17. Let me just double check that. Let me go to my farmland. Yeah, you're number 17. Alright, so now I need, you are farm 1. So that has to go there. Then we steal this one and we put it here. Now we steal this one and we put it here, but we have to rename it our XML. We have to point it to farm 1. Alright, now we can save this again. I forgot to turn the factory on. Coffee break time? Yeah, it is definitely coffee break time if I forget to turn the factory on. So, it's 3:30. Yeah, that's a good idea. While this is saving, I'm going to throw you all and be right back. I'm going to hit the coffee pot and the little boy's room. I'll be right back. No coffee, no thought. Yeah, that's about right. If my coffee cup's not full from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed, something is wrong. All right, should work this time because now we have the factory turned on. And did I forget to change my... No. Let me reset my phone. My phone is frozen. So bear with me a second until I reset my phone. Because I've lost my stream. So sorry about that. I won't see chat for a minute or two till I reset my phone. I do apologize. But I don't have a second monitor, so I watch my stream on my phone and I lose my phone disconnects from the Wi-Fi quite often. Alright, so let's try this again. Factory should be turned on this time. So we should have a working factory this time. Yeah, my doctor's always on me about the amount of coffee I drink. I told her, look, I went from drinking 3 pots a day to 1 pot a day, and that's the best you're going to get. All right, now, when I jump down here, let's grab some cash, let's grab some speed. First things we have to do. All right, so let's jump down here. Now, I shouldn't have any trigger telling me that because we didn't buy the farmland yet. So there's no trigger here, so that part is working. First thing I want to do though is I want to check my log really quick for errors. And again, I don't like the in-game one because I can't see it that well. I like this one because it's really bright and it's right in my face. All right, so there's no Lua errors so far. We're going to buy this piece of property up here. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to... Do I have anything over there I can teleport to that's outside the fence? There's not. All right, you're going to have to go for a ride a minute because I want to show you both how the factory looks before we start to build it. So I want to park a car over there. And I want to show you both at the same time on how the house builds in our construction office. So let's just drive over to our new area first and make sure there's no trees and our fence is there and everything looks good. And then we'll go and we'll build this and we'll make sure everything spawns in properly and works. So I'm going to try and show you 2 different areas on the map at the same time. Changing out the map traffic is going to be another 2-day project. So it takes me a good 2 hours to get one car working properly and in the map. And I definitely want to change out the vehicles that are driving around the map. Alright, I don't have any train crossings yet, so let's pray we don't get hit by the train. So let's head over this way. Now there shouldn't be any trees. Our farmhouse, our 3 factories should be there, but our farmhouse, the forest, our garage, none of that stuff should be there. And okay, I thought I was missing a section of fence there for a minute. Alright, so this should have a collision on it, and you should not be able to get in to this fenced area. Alright, perfect. So you are locked out of this area until you build it. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. There's nothing down here where the farmhouse was. Okay, perfect. So there's nothing here where our farmhouse is going to spawn in. So I'm going to leave this guy here a minute. We're going to teleport ourselves back to the staffing agency. And then we're just going to run back here. Now, right now, just for testing, I have purchase turned on, but you will not have that option when the map's released. So just for testing, I'm going to buy everything to build this factory. Oh crap, I turned off the wrong one. Alright, hold on. I can't get my menu open, so I did say false on the wrong one, so bear with me a second. Let me get out of here. Let's save this. And so I have to save it. Let me get out of here. I got to change that false back to true. Just until I'm done testing, then I can change it back. So let me just change this back to true so I can get my menu. I want auto launch start on true. Show and pop up is maybe that's the one that has to go false. Hold on, I want to look at something for now. Let me just leave it true for now, just until we're done testing. Did I save that? I did save it. All right. So now let's go back in here. Without my menu, I can't buy my materials at the factory. Alright, so let me come back here and zoom back out so you can see. I'll try and show you both areas at the same time. So let me jump out of here. Let me turn my speed back on. So let's come down here to the personnel office. And so now we can come over here. So as you see, there are no houses here at all. until you build your factory, and then your housing development will pop in. There we go. So now I'm going to buy just for testing. So now our project went active. I'm going to throw a vehicle over here so we can just tab back and forth. So I'm going to throw like a truck or something here real quick. Don't matter. And let me just zoom out and spin him around. And then we can just tab from vehicle to vehicle. Let me zoom out. So let's go back to the truck. Now this is starting to build because we put everything into the factory. So I'm going to go up to 120 speed just for a couple minutes, and we'll go to 2000 speed because I think it's going to take 2 game days or 3 game days to completely build. So let me just do it. Let's just go up to 2000 speed. And you can see our fence is going away, our forest is coming in. And then down here, we don't have anything yet. And then the last thing to disappear is going to be this sign and fence. So let's just sneak in here a minute. Now that it's open, you can actually get in here. This way you can watch the rest of this pop in. I'm going to pop down here a minute. So this is all still empty. Up here, all of our trees should still be coming in. Unless I messed one of the numbers up. Nope, our trees are still coming in. I can see them way in the background. Sorry, I'll catch up on chat in a minute. I just want to make sure that everything builds properly. So just for a couple minutes, I'm going to go down to like 120 speed. So nothing down here is built yet. How far along are we on our project? We are 71% built. So let me go back up to 2000 speed. Rest of our trees are still filling in the forest. I come down here, and then this should start to appear once our project's close to being done. Everything down here should appear, and all of the sign and the triggers and everything will disappear. And then let me go down just to 1 speed a minute. So I shouldn't have any more trigger here. I shouldn't have, yeah. So our project should now be 100% done. So once your factory's built, this whole area will be turned into a housing development. And then everything up here should now be good. I just want to check Control G for a minute. Oh, it's not even in there, so we're good. So this should now be 100% built. There's a couple things I want to check. I want to make sure we have no problem cutting these trees since they spawn in. And I want to make sure we have no trouble grinding the stumps. So I'm going to do two things really quick. I'm going to grab my store delivery mod. I want to grab a Ponzi real quick. And then I want to grab do I have my Brooks all-in-one in here? I don't even know if I have my Brooks in here. Forestry equipment. Oh, I do. Let's grab this guy. And let's grab my favorite tractor. I don't need twins. We can throw wheel weights on there. Wow, that is so very cool watching it all build. Lots of wood chips. Oh yeah. Lots of wood chips. Alright, so let's grab the Ponzi first because I want to make sure since these trees spawn in, I want to make sure we have no problems cutting them. Since they're not, well, they're built into the map, but they're not built into the map at the same time because they spawn in as a visibility node. So I just want to make sure we have no problems cutting trees, which they're going to cut fine. So no problems there. No problems there. So we can cut it fine. Can we get rid of the stump? So let's check that. Oh. So unfold you. Even though we're not making wood chips, I got to put the pipe out. Oh, come on. My Xbox One control. My down arrow, my A button stick. So let's just make sure we can get rid of the stump. Alright, so no problems there. This thing has an internal capacity. I just want to make sure we can chip this up. So yeah, we're making wood chips, so there's no problem there. Alright, couple things really quick. Let's throw in, what do I have in here that takes logs? Actually, the Boathouse takes logs. So let's buy... let's grab another truck to make sure these logs are going to go into the trigger fine. And let's go back to forestry equipment. Oh, I don't have my auto load truck in here. Hold on. We'll be right back. I don't have my auto-load wood trailers in here. So let me go to, come on, quit all the way out. There we go. I want to make sure the trees have no problems going in a trigger. So let me come back here to Ritchie Valley. Let's go to mods, homestead. I want the Flegel auto-load. um, the FS19, this guy. So let me copy this into here. And now I want to go back and I want to put, let me go to Mammoth Mill. Let me get the zipped copy this time. And I'm going to throw that back in here as well. Now let's jump back in here. We're going to test this. We're going to test this right because I can't save this save game. So deselect, select, start. Back up here. Now I should have my forestry equipment in here. I want my mod, there we go. No, where are you? Here we go, my modded trailer. This one will do. And then let's grab, do I have enough room? Yeah, I have enough room. Let's get this guy out of the way a minute. Because I want to call this area completely done before we move on to our next project. So I'm going to do two things really quick. Let's grab another Mammoth Mill. And we'll plop him down here. So I know there's no logs loaded. And I don't know what side you load from. Let's go, oh crap, it is enter. There we go. One stack of 12 meters. And switch auto load to the right. No, we're on the left. I think we're good. I only need a couple logs to test the triggers to make sure the logs, since they spawn into the map, have no problems going in a trigger. And is it? Crap, I can never remember what key it is. B. Here we go. So they're going to auto load fine. They're going to strap fine. Let's go try and unload them and make sure they unload in a trigger. So it doesn't matter. We can test the Mammoth Mill. And you're the resin trigger. You should be the log trigger. Look at that. Perfect. So they're gonna, no problems with the tree spawning them into the map. So they're going into the trigger fine. Yep, we have 12,000 liters of logs in the factory. So this is going to work just as I expected it to. Let's make sure we brought our parked car back down to earth. So my parked car is sitting here, which is good. Let's just come out here and around. Actually, we can jump into this guy. Oh, wrong one. I want my pickup truck. This guy. Let's make sure nothing else is floating. And make sure we all look good. So our seaweed pond looks good to go. Our boathouse, I think, should be now good to go. Oh, we had a couple of boats to fix. They don't look too bad. We have our parked cars. We have our trigger. Let's take one more walk down by the farmhouse. Make sure nothing over here is floating. Did I get rid of all the grass in here? There's a little bit of grass poking through. That's going to drive me nuts if I don't fix it. So we got a little bit of grass poking through to fix. But everything over here seems fine. Nothing's floating back here. Where's our slide and our trampoline? Oh, here they are. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this area good, except for that little bit of grass in the building. I'm going to call this area done. I'm not going to save this because we can't save it. FS Commando 1019, it has been a while. It is going well. For a new map build, it is going really, really well. Let's check our log real quick. Make sure there's nothing weird going on with the latest factory. Kinematic helper. Non-CPU mesh. For kinematic helper, I have no idea what that is. I mean, it's only a physics morning, and we're not doing anything on console. But what is not spawning incorrectly? It was before we put Mammoth Mill in. It was before I bought the Timber Runner. Kinematic helper. Non-CPU collision mesh. So something that's spawning in has the wrong collision on it, and the only thing I can think of, the only thing I have different is this van. Let me check the collisions on this van. This van in all reality doesn't even need collision, so let me just make sure. Let me see if it's this van not spawning in properly. Alright, let me save that. Let's go back in game and see if that warning goes away. Because everything else I've used, everything else I've spawned into the map, except for this van. To get rid of the non-CPU collision mesh, you just need to click the CPU box in the attribute in GE. Problem is, I don't know what is throwing the error because it's not telling me what's throwing the error. It's only telling me it's throwing an error. But it's not telling me what is throwing it. I have a feeling it's this van, but I'm not 100% sure. And I'm not going to know if it works again until we rebuild the factory. So I'm just going to take the collision off for now. I saved that. Let's go back in here a minute. Let me delete save game 8. And let's see if I can get that to spawn in without the error. Like I said, I'm not sure which one it is. I have a feeling it's the van, but I could be completely wrong. Could be something stupid like the fence or the trampoline or any of those. Anything that spawns in on this build could have the wrong collision on it. So let me grab some cash. let me grab some speed. Let me buy that piece of property again. Because if we don't own it, we can't build it. So let me just buy everything and rebuild this just to see if I get that error. And if not, I'm going to have to go through all the transform groups, what spawns in as this build, and see what has the wrong. Alright, so that's everything. Again, I'm just going to go 2,000 speed for a couple days, and we'll see if I get that same error or not, and this way I'll know if it's the van or not. That's the only thing I'm using differently that's spawning into the game. Now, it could be, I'm hoping it's not any of the dead trees. No, it's not the dead trees because I'm using them in the mine. So I have to wait for this van to spawn in and see if that's the problem. If not, I'll mess with it off camera to figure out which one it is. Because I want to get a couple more things done before I have to get out of here for dinner. Yeah, well, it was before I bought the mill, and it was before I bought the timber runner. The 3 factories I put in, I pulled out of other maps, so they're not throwing any errors. Could be the house, because it's a new, I haven't used that house before, so it could be a collision on the house. Or the only 2 things I'm using new for this build is the house and the van. So if it's not the van, it may be the house. Where are we on our project? 83%. So I want to wait for both houses to spawn in and the van to spawn in and see if I have that error. Go down to 1 speed really quick. I'm just going to save this and exit, and I'll mess with it off camera if I'm getting that same error. It's usually a moving part, but I'm actually spawning this in. I think that went away. So it was probably the van. Yeah, so it was the van not spawning in right. So that really doesn't need a collision on it anyway. It's just a prop. So I'm going to call farm 1 done. So this area is done. So this is what it's going to look like after all your factories are built. So it'll turn into a whole housing complex. I'm going to call that whole area done. What else did I... Ritchie Valley, new buildings. What else did I put in the map that I wanted to work on today? Oil well, one of the oil wells. So where do we want one of I had a little tiny spot. Let me turn up my speed. I had one little tiny spot that was really odd, somewhere right near the water. That was just a tiny little area that I didn't have anything to put there, I think. I could be wrong, but I thought I had like this weird... I do, right over... No, I want to turn that into a forest. Never mind. I was thinking of this section right here, but I want to turn that... I want to make a small forest here to be part of Field 1 that you own when you spawn into the game. Oh, right over here. This is a perfect little spot here for an oil well. Right here on this little corner, that's going to be odd and weird and have a really hard time putting something here. So let's do this. Global company. Wood chipper we're done with. Farm 1 we're done with. Give me an empty transform group. Let's call it oil well 01. So let's get the oil. Let's get one of the oil wells in. So let's go file, import, Ritchie Valley, new buildings, oil well 01. So let's go edit, cut, oil well, edit, paste, and we're going to throw it again. I'm going to have to rebuild this because it's a complete disaster. And I am caught up on chat. All right. So I just grabbed the entire factory out of the other map. Now we just have to make it work how we want it to work. So I'm going to have to slide all these parts and pieces around. So let me get the main part of it where I want it first, which is this center building, and then I'll move everything else around from there. And actually, how it's sitting now is about where I will keep it. So let's do this. That'll work for now. All right, that'll work for now. Yeah, all right, that'll work for now. Let's get rid of, so what do I have in here? Bunch of extra shit that I'm not going to need. All right, so this fence can go. It's not going to be lined up. Now I have an extra light floating right here. So let's just get rid of that one light for now. Let's get these tanks moved, and we'll put them sort of here. Let me go down on my speed. This is should be a nice simple little project we can knock out before I have to get out of here for dinner. Alright, delete you, delete you. I'm going to move that light in a minute. So let's get a couple tanks lined up here. I don't know if we're going to pick up our, I don't know if we're going to pick up our oil here, or our crude oil here. We'll probably pick up our crude oil here. So that'll work for now. Let's take this light and we'll check all of our lights at the end to make sure I'm not missing any. We'll end up with an odd floating light somewhere. So for now, let's get this guy over here. Just so he's not floating. And let's grab, how many triggers do I have? We have our in for our drill pipe. We have our in for our water. So you're going to be my out. You're going to be my out to pick up my crude oil. Let's get you out of the way for now. So I want these warning stripes. So let's get our warning stripes turned. And we'll bring these over here. That'll work. And then let's get our out trigger put back. Right here. Alright, so that is going to be where we pick up our crude oil. You'll be our office, so we'll get like a little parking lot or something. Maybe a garage and a parked car or something there for a worker. Now we have, where's my triggers? So my drill pipe triggers are right here. My water trigger is right there. Okay, that can stay. You're my coal plane, you can stay. So what I need to do now is we need to get this other stuff. So let me delete you for now and delete you for now. Let's grab our racking. And let's bring our racking over to where? We're going to bring our racking over to here. No, I want to be able to drive through there. We're going to need another building. We're going to need a building to fill this area. So before I move my racking, I want another building. And I know exactly what building I want. So let me come over here to where my crusher is. And I want to grab another building just to fill that space up a little bit. Captain Jake 5. Hi Steve, I'm playing on Hollow. Where do I make molasses and raw rubber? Raw rubber is made in... You're on which map? You're on Hollow. So if we go to mods, I don't play my maps, so 90% of the time I'm not going to be able to answer that question. If Dixie was here, she'd tell you exactly where. But let's jump into Hollow map real quick. So molasses is made at the dairy and slash mill. Raw rubber is one of the orchards, but I can't remember which orchard until I come into the map. Because my memory is horrible, so 90% of the time before I can answer that question, I have to look up the answer. So let the Hollow map load, and we'll go in and take a quick look. Alright, so we are on the Hollow map. I think, let's go over here first. I think raw rubber is right over here at Southern Grace Farm. So yeah, right here, here's your rubber tree. So your Southern Grace Farm, which is right here, is your raw rubber trees. So you're going to have to put in your put your goods in over here and pick your rubber up over here. So that is the raw rubber, and then molasses should be the dairy and the mill. And on this map, I can't remember where I put it. There's a placeable dairy and mill. I don't know if I released it yet. Where's the dairy and the mill on this map? That's a good question. Oh, it's over by the water. I think it's over here by the mines, right across from Central Station. I'm almost positive. On Ritchieville, it's over by the forest. Yeah, right over here. So your molasses is made over here in the dairy or the mill, which is one factory. So dairy in the mill, I believe, makes your molasses. So right in there, that factory. Oh, Calderson, there you go. Molasses at the dairy and the mill, raw rubber, there you go. Southern Grace Farms. All right, so let's come back in here. I wanted this building. So let me grab this harbor office. I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to throw it in the oil well. So edit, cut, and paste. All right. And I think, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to make this buildable or not, because you're going to need to make diesel pretty much early game. So I may leave this one as not buildable. But let's go edit, interactive placement. Yeah, so you're going to work out how a little bit better on how I want you. Let's bring that down a little bit. And then let's spin it. Let me get this rack out of the way. And I'll get this building in where I want it first. So let's grab this guy. And let's just spin him this way a little bit. And he looks a little small for the rest of the buildings that are here. Yeah, that'll work. So let me get him slid back a little bit. And actually, I'm going to slide him all the way in. Now, let's put him here. Like so, right on the corner. So now let's take our rack and let's get it over here. I know I'm going to block that door, but that's all right. So let me get you so you're at, let's go 68. Oh, let's go 70. That'll work. Now let's try and get you, two of you together. Something like, yeah, like that. And I'm going to get rid of the one that's still out in the water. So that one can get deleted. Now I need to bring my visibility node in. And I need to get these on the rack that we just moved. So we should be at, oh, I don't know if I put them at 0. Yeah, there we go. There's our drill pipe. So there's our visibility node for our drill pipe. just make sure it looks good. It's sitting on the shelf. Are you floating a little bit? You are floating a little bit. So that's got to come down just a little bit. So minus 0.02, no, minus 0.08, minus 0.1, that'll work. So now it's not floating on the rack. Is it sunk into the ground though? No, I can live with that. So there's our visibility nodes for our drill pipe. So what's left out in the water? Any floating lights out here? No, just our... Alright. So now let's get those moved. So let's come down here. It's going to go make sure nothing else in this transform group is floating. Generator's good. Our pit is good. We have our 3 silos. We have our harbor office. Alright, so those are fine. Let's go to our oil pumps. And let's get these guys back on land. How do I want these? Let's go one here. Yeah, this area is probably a little bit bigger than what I need, but it's this strange little area that I'd have a hard time filling with something anyway. So let's bring one up here. And then we'll bring another one over this way. And I gotta adjust the sound nodes on these things because they're too big and they're too loud, so we'll get the sound nodes adjusted as well. Alright, and let's get the 4th one in.